This is domestic report from top Accolade News. We're starting with a focus on politics. President Bola Tinubu has announced the end of the 6-month emergency rule in Rivers State, declaring that Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy Ngozi Odu, and the State House of Assembly led by Speaker Martin Samewule would resume office from September 18, 2025. Tinubu said peace had returned to the state after months of political paralysis that prompted his March suspension of democratic structures. Pandev Group called for sober reflection as aides of outgoing sole administrator Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas protested unpaid allowances in Port Harcourt. Now in agriculture, the Ministry of Finance Incorporated has revealed that Nigeria imported over 560,000 metric tons of fertilizer raw materials in 2025, delivered through 10 vessels under the Presidential Fertiliser Initiative, underscoring the federal government's commitment to guaranteeing steady access to agricultural inputs. Mofi said the inflow, which had already surpassed 2024 levels, is laying the foundation for PFI 3.0, a reform phase aimed at ensuring year-round supply to blended plants nationwide, stabilizing the fertilizer value chain, and supporting President Bola Tinubu's food sovereignty agenda. The agency stressed that the initiative remains central to boosting self-sufficiency in crop production despite lingering price pressures linked to forex volatility and global raw materials costs. Now in economy, Finance Minister Wale Edun announced that the federal government has disbursed 330 billion naira to 8.1 million households under the National Social Safety Net program to cushion the effects of economic reforms. He said the initiative, partly supported by an $800 million World Bank loan, had been expanded to cover 19.7 million households after integrating national identification number to ensure transparency and eliminate political interference. Beneficiaries have received at least one tranche of the 25,000 naira stipend, while outstanding payments are being processed, with officials stressing that the scheme marks a permanent foundation for Nigeria's social protection system. Still on economy, the Federation Account Allocation Committee said it disbursed 2.225 trillion naira as federation revenue for August 2025 to the federal government, states and local government councils, an 11.2% rise compared to its July 2.001 trillion naira. The raise was attributed mainly to increase in VAT, oil and gas royalties, and CET levies, even as receipts on petroleum profits tax, company income tax, and import duties declined. Now in Metro, the death toll from the Afriland Tower fire on Broad Street, Lagos Island has climbed to 10 following confirmation by United Capital PLC that 6 of its employees died in the tragedy. This comes out after the Federal Inland Revenue Service announced the loss of 4 staff members in the inferno, which Top Accolade News had previously reported that broke out on Tuesday afternoon in the inverter room of the 6-story building. In a statement, United Capital described the death as a profound loss to the company, pledging support for affected families and announcing plans for a memorial service. Although officials are yet to release a final casualty figure, eyewitnesses and internal company sources confirmed that not all occupants made it out alive. Now moving to education, the National Examination Council has launched investigation into mass cheating involving 38 schools across 13 states during the 2025 Senior Secondary School Certificate examinations, even as it released this year's results. Registrar Professor Ibrahim Goshishi, speaking in Mina on Wednesday, said the affected schools will face discussion before sanctions are applied, adding that 9 supervisors have also been recommended for blacklisting over aiding malpractice and poor conduct, while 3,878 cases of malpractice were recorded. The figure marks a sharp drop from 10,094 cases in 2024. Despite disruption in Adamawa State due to communal clashes affecting 8 schools, overall performance was encouraging, with 60.26% of candidates securing 5 credits including English and mathematics, and 84.26% obtaining 5 credits irrespective of core subjects. Still talking education, the federal government has reintroduced history as a compulsory subject in Nigeria's basic education curriculum, making it mandatory from primary 1 through JS3, with senior secondary students set to study a new civic and heritage studies that integrates history and civic education. Announcing the reform, the Ministry of Education said the move aims to strengthen national identity, unity, patriotism, and citizenship by teaching children Nigerians' origin, heroes, governance, and cultural heritage. The revised curriculum will be backed by teacher retraining, resource provision, and stronger monitoring to ensure effective delivery. History was removed from schools in 2009, sparking years of criticism before its phased reintroduction began in 2017 and pilot teacher training launched in 2022. Now in crime. Saudi authorities have released 3 Nigerian pilgrims who were wrongfully detained in Jeddah for 4 weeks over alleged drug trafficking linked to a syndicate at Kanu's Malam Aminu Kano International Airport. NDLEA spokesman Femi Babafemi confirmed their freedom, crediting the intervention of the NDLEA, backed by President Bola Tinubu and key ministers. Investigations revealed that a cartel led by 55-year-old Muhammad Abubakar alias Bello Karama had tagged illicit drug-laden bags with the pilgrims' names before they departed for Lesser Hajjah. The suspects, including airline officials, have since been arrested and charged in Nigeria. That is the domestic news updates for now on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us for more domestic updates and developments. I am Blessing Bassi.